watching Speak Out. We're talking about pornography today, and JC had an interesting theory on one of the benefits of pornography.
Oh, no, I was just saying over the break how, how it is very essential in any marriage, how important a healthy sex life is. I guess everyone is in agreement with that.
Yes.
And can't porn play a role to sort of spice up or enhance that?
And how you like expressing.
Critically
essential part of a marriage.
Yes, absolutely. The only problem with porn and relationships is when you hide that you enjoy porn. If you are open to enjoying porn with the person that you love, then you can enjoy it together and have a healthy sexual relationship.
What I don't get is that men have porn, women don't have porn.
Actually, I have porn.
I'm talking about, I run Compulsion Solutions. I get 40 calls a day from all over the country. I work with people from 17 different states. I'm talking about people that get divorced over it. I'm talking about a drug. I'm talking about something that takes you over. I'm talking about something that makes you throw yourself off a bridge, and you know it. Each of you know. You know the scum. You know the people that come into your shop that you wish you wouldn't sell porn to?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you better take a look. You better take a look. You know, it's funny.
No.
George, did you
I hear all day
you're
long
saying
the misery of these people.
Okay.
It's psychological, though.
Some people shouldn't watch it. Some people shouldn't watch it. You should help them. You should help them, too.
George, here's my question. Did you ever try to incorporate, you mentioned your 2 failed marriages. Did you ever try to incorporate the pornography in your sex life with your 2?
I married women that were so nice they didn't want to see it because they wanted to be sexual with me. They didn't want me to bring someone else with big giant breasts in it.
Pornography is just recorded on tape.
No, I don't want to objectify my wife. I want there to be intimacy.
And you should.
Whatever you see.
Now, I feel like that might be one of the big problems. I remember, April, you wrote something to us. You were saying how when we asked you if porn was demeaning, and you said, yeah, it could be. But isn't there a danger when they take that situation outside and put it into their little lives? Can you expound on that?
Yes. And it's sad, but there is a little bit of human nature in that act that we do in demeaning women. But at the same time, when you watch porn, you see it and you're like, wow, and you're aroused and you kind of just take it on a whim, and okay, you're not going to go out there and commit a crime over it. But when, in your case, it became an addiction, and how I feel about that is that it all of a sudden became psychological to you, but it's not doing millions of people any harm the way it did you harm.
It's not true. I'm the one that takes calls.
And everyone that calls you.
George, is there a call? George,
is it a direct?
40 a day.
There are.
And you should
George,
love those people.
How many?
Well, there are many facilities like George's.
Those people got to get to my website.
Yeah.
There's millions and millions of people that shouldn't be in your place, and you know it.
Yeah. But George, how do we differentiate? How do we differentiate the 40 calls you have a day? I'm just using that as an example. From the responsible porn watchers who don't have the addiction, I mean, is there a common thread with the people who call you? I mean, maybe they have a similar background, maybe they have a similar situation. Just too much.
Too much. Right?
Too much of anything.
Too much drinking?
Too much of anything.
Too much cigarette?
Yes, exactly.
Too much.
We're not talking about porn then. You're talking about too much.
Maybe it's the fault.
Too much speak out.
Yeah, maybe
it's
the fault of those individuals for not being able to control themselves. You do have responsible porn watchers.
Then we go to our friend here, and we talk about objectification and sexualization.
Okay. Point taken, yes.
Put them together, and what do you got? You got a mess.
Now, I want to bring up something. We were talking about consent, consensual adults who are in this industry. April, you're one consensual adult. Was this really your choice? Did you want to be in this industry?
This was my choice, and I am actually very aware of women being degraded and women's equality, especially in the workplace, sexual harassment and all that sort of stuff. And you know what? I am comfortable with being able to control that within my limits and knowing where my comfort zone is, okay? If I feel offended...
I've interviewed over 200 sex workers in my life, because of my business. Interviewed over 200. I've never, ever found one that hadn't been abused in some pretty bad way, whether it's emotional, physical, or whatever.
Of course you've never met anyone that's never been abused. Has anybody in this world has never been abused? You know what I'm saying? Of course they're going to admit to that. Porn is empowering to women in many senses. When women watch porn, and women have experienced this all over the world, when women watch porn, they think, oh, you know what? I can be that sexual person in that image. I could be dominant.
It's empowering. Wait, let's not go.
Okay, that raised so many no's.
Katrina. Let's let Katrina from the women's rights group talk about women power.
So yeah, and I'm not talking about you as an individual. I'm talking about the masses. And actually I don't like women like you because I think when you talk about one woman, you talk about all women. And I do want to say that when we're talking about like women benefiting and being empowered, does being reduced to nothing more than your genitals empower you?
Themselves, they're not understanding their femininity. They're not understanding why God gave them genitals.
Take a short commercial break right now.
We need to take a short commercial break. This is getting really fired up, everybody.
When we come back, our audience will get the chance to share their thoughts as well. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, I mean, I really sympathize, George, with the people that call you up. I'm sure that their families are affected beyond, reparable damage. The kids, the parents. But then again, I'm thinking, is it the fault of the porn? Because I'm sure Alcoholics Anonymous gets calls from, my family's destroyed because of alcohol. So is it the fault of the alcohol? Should we ban alcohol altogether?
The people come to me for psychological help. If it wasn't porn, it would be alcohol. Usually people that call me are cross-addicted. That would mean drugs, alcohol, and porn. Porn is the hardest one to quit. People have told me crack cocaine is easier to stop.
Why so?
Okay, George.
That's awesome.
It's a progressive disease.
Okay, I want to talk about the
You start
people...
with porn, and everybody that's ever called me, I get guys that will call me 1 year and say, I'll never do this, doc, so I won't call you back. A year later,
So how
he's
come I'm not calling
back.
you?
Because you're not well enough.
Let's get
scared.
our audience. Hang on.
It takes one to know one.
Okay, hang on. Yeah. Okay, hang on.
That's why I'm good at what I do, my friend.
Let's
I got my business cards.
Awesome.
Okay, hang on. Let's let everybody wants to talk. Everybody
Let's
wants
have
to talk.
someone speak out here, okay?
Let's have our
let
audience members. They want to jump in. Jojo, speak out. Jojo.
So you said that throughout history, women have been objectified, and so it should be natural, and we should be feeding men this. This is not natural to objectify the women, and just continuing it in porn just perpetuates this. I mean, how can you do this? How can you be like, okay, yeah, objectify me, hit me, beat me, because that's what you do in porn.
Okay, she's raising a very...
You have to say it's a valid
She's raising a very valid point.
I agree with you in the sense that you shouldn't perpetuate women being unequal to men. You shouldn't perpetuate women being degraded and abused in that sort of sense. But you have to keep in mind that we're not doing that, and I certainly do not do that. I certainly do not ask people to beat me in for just to pay my bills, because I also believe it's wrong.
At the start of every movie, there is a disclaimer that this is supposed to be for mature. How's it go again?
Mature adult audience.
You have to be 18 to even walk.
Isn't that enough to qualify? Like, look, you can watch this product, but you have to be mature and responsible enough for your actions.
We know that's not true because of the internet, right? If you Google Pinay, the first thing that comes up is Pinays.com, which has Filipinas in lingerie, and then if you Google Filipinas, it turns into porn and the sex industry.
Okay, that's where I have a problem.
How about you make a better website then?
Where is parents' responsibility for this?
The parents are using the porn.
Who is?
The parents you're talking about.
Exactly.
There's no secret in your house when you were a kid. You found the porn, or you found your own
In your house.
porn?
In my house, there was no porn.
Well, what are
Zero.
you doing in the business?
Zero, zip, none.
There was none in your
Zero,
house?
zip, none. No porn in my house.
Get my business card before you
Zero.
go, all right?
Okay, let's go to Derek in the
let's go to
audience.
another
Derek, please.
question here.
Let's let our audience
Derek,
talk.
can I help you?
Derek, please stand
Hi,
up.
Derek, speak out.
Speak out.
Hi, I know. If you had children, would you still feel the same way?
As an educator, I would then have to educate my children, this is wrong, but this is okay because it's natural for humans to want to have sexual...
Wait.
Would you encourage your children to do the same thing you're doing?
No, I'm not going to raise my children to do porn.
Why is that?
Why is that? Why?
Isn't it a respectable position in your part? Don't you say that it's respectable?
No, I would not. No, because
It's the same way if you're a doctor, you're not going to force your kid to be a doctor.
Oh, that's not the
This
same.
was my choice. If my children were old enough, okay, and they made this choice, then I would be open-eared and open-armed, and I would understand, and I would educate them because I care. But you know what? I will not raise them and tell them, you know what? Mommy did this, so you should do it. Okay?
Wait, why isn't it the same way as like, okay, I'm a doctor, why don't you be a doctor? That seems kind of okay to encourage. Why not?
Well, that's okay
why not
because
adult
doctors are
entertainment?
acceptable, but I know this is not a
So it's not acceptable to you.
worldwide...
So you're saying it's not acceptable?
No, I think what she's saying is that you don't have to impose the profession.
I'm
You
asking
know
her.
what you're doing. It's a bottom line.
Let's go to Joy in the audience, guys. Let's go to Joy. Hi, Joy.
Speak out.